I'm Amy, this is Living in Chrysalis, and this is part 2 of my makeup collection and storage, so let's get to it. There's still a lot to cover. So a lot of us on YouTube have been discussing no buys, low buys. We've been doing panning videos, collection videos, storage videos, and I've kind of got my own take on these. But before I get into that, I'm gonna just start showing some items from my collection. All right, as you can see, this is another one of those bins like I have inside the medicine chest. I'm probably eventually going to swap it out with the one that I keep on top, but I've got my brow kit, which I've already shown you. A Sephora Z palette. It's the dome one, so that's empty. It's got room to grow, as well as a couple of empty Sephora Baby Z palettes. This one is the one where the clear plastic got damaged from me repressing and the alcohol fumes completely just cracking the plastic. So I kind of rigged my own little thing here. And I did find a use for my cute little Clinique tin. So this is for mostly for basic tools. I've got, let's see, that little powder sample. Why is that in there again? I don't know. It shouldn't be in there. I have a different place for that. But I have the blemish remedy with a little brush. I've got a couple of sharpeners, little perfume thing. I've got one of those little scoops. Sorry, one of those little product scoops. I've got some eyelash curler things. So, nose hair trimmer, because, just a few sundry little beauty tools. So my approach toward a no buy, low buy is going to be a little bit different than the ones I've seen going around YouTube, in that mine isn't going to be dictated by budget. My circumstances dictate my budget. I don't need to make myself a budget. My money, or lack thereof, will do that for me. However, and any certain numbers of items, kind of. With me, my low buy / no buy is going to be dictated by my storage. For years on Facebook, I've been following a page called A Slob Comes Clean. The lady's name is Dana White, but she also goes by Nony, Nony. And one of the ways that she suggests to keep clutter under control is what she calls the container method. You have a certain container or containers for a category of item, let's say, and once that container is full, no more, unless you clear something out of it. And that sounds, in a way, rather similar to some things that my mother used to say. For instance, everything has to have a home. She didn't, and my sisters will laugh because, there's the whole practice what you preach thing, but what she would always preach is everything should have a place. And I certainly agree with that. It does make it easier to find things, especially if you're prone to absent-mindedness, as I am. Then having an assigned spot for things is really helpful. Like, my keys go in a dish on the table by the door. That's where they live. And anytime my keys aren't there, I lose my mind. That's just a small example. Oh boy, here we go. Like I said, I got hot flashes for Christmas. I don't know if that's what's messing with my skin or if something else is, but it feels kind of weird and prickly and tight right now, so I'm hesitating to try any new skin products until I figure out what on earth is going on. Note to self, call the doctor. So I've been spending actually quite a bit of time really trying to work out my storage, and I think I'm to a good place. So I've got just kind of a baggie here with bits and bobs of foundation. I've got the LA Girl white foundation. I've also got a darker one, a darker Mary Kay one to use for mixing. I also have the two concealers that I used to make my sort of concealer mash. And I figured I'd just keep them in here to leave room for for the goodies out there, since I make the mash for once in a while and then I use it up and then I make more. Let me pause this for a second so I can open it. All right, here we go. First is my backups bag, which we've already discussed. This is the bag with my summer colored items and the Physicians Formula color corrector. I've also got the sunscreen, a couple other things that I think are just more appropriate for summertime. My backup eyeshadows that I can't wait to get to. This is sort of just weird samples that I'll get to. These are more makeup type makeup samples. Not so much makeup, but primers and a couple things like that. Primers, serums. This one is skincare samples. And I've got my Baggy O miscellaneous foundation and concealer. These items, well, let's see, that's my black lipstick. I did decide to go ahead and keep the Naked Dolly lipstick after all, because I'm going to use it to sort of blot out my lip color for when I want to do Halloween type looks. And got that. I'm really keeping for costumey type things. I don't do it often, but I do it. Let's see, this is for blotting papers. I would cut them to size because this is a sort of a vintage thing my friend picked up at a flea market. Urban Decay Build Your Own Quad Case. I actually depotted the shadows and put them into my Z palette, but it's so pretty I just can't get rid of it, and who knows, I may need the storage at some point or another. This is empty, but right now I've got two of these pressed into different pans and in a Z palette, but I kept this in case, I don't know, in case I decide to repress them back into it once I've worn them down somewhat. I don't know. And these two blushes have been depotted and are in a Z palette, but the containers are small and I decided to hang on to them just in case I want to rearrange and possibly repot them. Oh, just a few empty Makeup Forever little palettes. This one I've got ready for scooping out lipsticks. It uses for that, and just a couple of miscellaneous things. Got some rice paper, some rice powder paper, some old clean and clear paper, just miscellaneous items. Now, the fact that this is empty is no triumph to panning. It's, again, that I transferred the powder to a plastic container so I can use it in the bathroom. This is going to remain on my vanity, and more than likely I'm probably going to wind up getting a, a baking powder or maybe the RCMA powder or something like that, and just putting it in this for my vanity top to use there, because that's not something I would use just kind of every day doing makeup at my bathroom, but when I really want to do things up, that's when that's more likely to happen. Little tray from Sephora with a few Pixi tinted balms I picked up on clearance. I thought the containers are so cute anyway. Little mini Lacton. That was a points perk at one point or another. And those 3 little weird Benefit minis that I want to pan. I just figured that was the best place for them. But how cute is this tray? And it was a 250 point perk. So I used the 250 points I got for achieving VIB status again to grab this. So I think I mentioned sometime over the summer that a friend of mine was coming in from Long Island to sort of check out my area, see a few things out here. And so we got a hold of each other and decided to meet up for dinner. When I got there, he had presents for us. So sweet. He gave my husband a jar of this really super hot specialty habanero sauce. And for me, he gave an adorable makeup bag. This is so cute. It's from a brand called Cupcakes and Cartwheels. Adorable. This bag is really nice, especially that it's washable. So I certainly appreciate that. This is, right now I'm using just a little purse, so I'm not carrying a purse daily, but when I do carry a bigger purse, this is definitely in it. So I've got my Boscia charcoal blotting papers, a makeup remover wipe. Maybe I'll move that into my travel kit. I haven't decided. A Sonia Kashuk brush I picked up at Target, where it has the the powder brush on one end, and it has a foundation brush on the other, so I could actually put in like a little pot of foundation for touch-ups or something during the day, and I just might do that. I haven't done it yet, but it may be on the list. And of course, my Besame Agent Carter powder. And yeah, I keep the little puff in there, even though I'm more of a brush girl, but this is just so cute. And look, a little decoder. You can decode my mess. It just amuses me so much. I'm such a dork. A little ceramic file so that I can go into government buildings. The remains of a NARS mini concealer. I'm probably gonna need to pick up another at some point. Ozone lip liner from Urban Decay. And this is one of my TJ Maxx finds. This is a Crop brand concealer pencil. I still have to play with this, but I figured this would be good for a touch-up bag, especially because I think I already mentioned in a previous video that when I went to look up Crop, because I purchased one of their products and I really liked it, it appears that they're getting rid of their color cosmetics line and just going more with skincare. So, I don't know. I'll play around with that, but for right now it's in my touch-up bag. Then I've got one of my NARS Reek Again pencils. One of my Bare Minerals VIP minis. And this bad boy is one of my Stila. It's weird because it's sold as a lipstick at lipstick prices, but this one is in the color opal. Yeah, that's not opal. It's really just a very expensive lip balm. I have one in a color. And here, yeah. But essentially it's a posh lip balm. So I'll keep my posh lip balm in my touch-up bag. Where little Nanette Lepore shaver, so if some pesky crops up, I can hit that real quick when I'm out. I decided to keep the eyebrow brush, or the eyeshadow brush from that little Urban Decay quad. And I decided to keep that in here because I have these little Smashbox trios that I can just chuck into there as I see fit, and I thought it would just be nice to keep this in there because I actually have a whole thing of travel makeup brushes that live in my glove box with my travel makeup kit. And let's see, I've got a little eyelash curler in case my curl needs a touch up, which it usually does when I curl my lashes because they don't like to stay curled. They're very stubborn. And then just an Absolute New York nano liner. It's a very fine tip. This is another TJ Maxx find. And I like this because if my eyeliner, kind of starts to fade or smudge a little during the day, I can just use this just to touch up, just to kind of refine rather than have to do the whole thing over again. So this is a really nice product for touch-ups. I did want to show you what's in these. This actually screws off. It came with a compact that I threw away. It was packed nicely in it. But how pretty is that? So of course I had to keep it. I just have some sort of miscellaneous samples in that one. Then this box had my tray from my Beauty Insider gift thing, and I've just got some miscellaneous foundation samples in that one. Box was actually from my fan brush, but look how pretty that is. So I had to put it to some use. So I've got, look at those guys, how cute are they? Got Ursula and Maleficent. And my niece would be so jealous if she saw this. My Sloth lip balm. I really need to take these guys out of the packages, but I wanted to show you the packages first. Oh, how cute. Some Alien perfume samples. And my little Peep lip balm. So, yeah. I will take those out of the packages. I'm not that much of a collector. I'm going to actually use them. But I wanted to show them off first. I also have a sample of the makeup eraser coming, and while I will certainly test it out on the channel, because it's so small, I suspect that it's going to wind up going into my touch-up bag as well. So if lipstick messes up, I can just hit it and touch up and work on my flawlessness. As if. Well, thank you so much for watching, and don't forget, subscribe.